Good morning. Hope you have had good free evening yesterday. And today we are at the final day of the workshop, and then we will have sessions until lunchtime today. This session, session number 8, on leveraging the emerging technologies, the pace of progress in artificial intelligence. These sessions we'll look into the various aspects of the artificial intelligence, including trends, evolution, challenges, and development of appropriate policy measures, regulation in the context of South Asia, so that it can be used for the betterment of delivering ICT services in the era of digital society. We have a number of eminent expert speakers in this session. First of all, I would like to invite Dr. Ali Reza Eyari, the Vice President of the Research and Institute for Research and Scientific Development, Islamic Republic of Iran. So Dr. Ali Reza Eyari, please take the moderator role. Among the speakers in this session, we have Dr. Manodha Gamage from the Intelligence Solution and Consultancy. Dr. Gamage, please take a seat. We have Mr. Sanjay Kumar, Joint Advisor, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, and he is joining with us virtually. So, Mr. Sanjay, are you available? Mr. Sanjay, I saw him online. He's there. Then we have speaker Dr. Ali Reza Eyari himself, and also Ms. Roja Kiran Basukala, Deputy Director, Spectrum Quality of Service and Service Delivery Section, Head and Technology Research and Development, Nepal Telecom Authority. So, Ms. Roja Kiran, please take your seat. With that, I'd like to hand over the microphone to Dr. Ali Reza Eyari for moderating the session. Dr. Ali Reza, please.
Yes, it's okay. Good morning, dear participants and distinguished panelists. I'm very happy to be in the last session, but not the least. It's about, we are going to talk about, as introduced, we are going to talk about the emerging technology, especially AI, artificial intelligence, and we will consider regulatory aspect from different views. And I'm very happy here with the last session with you. I hope it will be useful for all of the participants. So I want to ask the first panelist, Dr. Gamage, to start the presentation. We had Dr. the first day, so there is no need to introduce you. All of you know him, so we go right to the point and start this presentation. Each presentation will be about 20 minutes. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Again, this is the last day, and also the mood is not so good as well. To be honest, I couldn't completely finalize the presentation that I wanted to do, but then in the morning at the breakfast, I was asked to talk for about 40 minutes. So I added few slides there. Now you said 20 minutes. So it's
50 minutes is better, of course. Thank you.
15 minutes.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Together with
so you have to fix it. I don't know because I went back to the room after breakfast and expanded it. Huh? Okay. Right. So we are going to talk about leveraging emerging technologies, specifically the progress of AI. We have been talking about this fourth industrialized revolution technologies. So AI is one of the key in there. And So therefore, let's try to take a look at this little bit closely and see where we are heading at. So what is AI? I'm sure we all know by now what is this AI. It's basically, it tries to leverage the capabilities of the machines, the computers, the collection of data, and try to mimic a kind of human brain to solve problems, to do critical thinking, to make decisions like human can do. And so this is all about learning, reasoning, and making corrections and improving your decisions just like we do. So this is what the AI models are trying to do. And at this point, I think we all know it's all about collecting a lot of data and try to learn by that. So that's what the AI models are. But in the future, the research is going on, and probably by 2030 they are predicting that we might have an AI solution which is like us. It makes decisions based on what you see, based on what you hear, based on your knowledge, like human, which we have not achieved yet. Then what is machine learning? Also a bit similar. There is a common part of it. It's also about collecting data, where the usual amount of data is very high, such that the human brain cannot process that easily. So we need to use a machine to do that. And learning process can be either supervised or unsupervised, but it's not expected from the machine learning models or systems to make a decision for us. It's actually, we will use the output of the machine learning system and make a decision. So that's, for example, if you take smart manufacturing, human manually cannot collect such amount of data in a certain given period of time and get us a certain output. Similarly, if you take any application, even for a doctor, usually the doctors would see the patients, look at their history, look at the historical patterns of the patient, look at the reports, and then make a diagnosis. Now, a doctor cannot look at the history of a patient for the last 10 years, certainly not for last 2 years. Maybe if it was the second visit, he will check what happened in the first visit. If it is the first visit, he will just talk to the patient. So this is how it works. But with machine learning, we can have systems with much more detailed analysis of the collected data. Now, artificial intelligence, we have two types. One is the artificial general intelligence, which is what we were talking of now, which is equivalent to the human, which we have not achieved yet. On the other hand, we can have artificial superintelligence, which is beyond the human brain. I mean, we still haven't achieved what human brain can do either, right? So the difference between AI and ML, you can see in this table. So AI it enables machines to simulate human behavior. On the other hand, ML, it learns from the past data, but there is no explicit programming part. No decision is made. Then AI will solve or try to solve a complex problem, whereas ML will not do that. So we can see that AI is something bigger than or better than ML. So some of the examples for AI, we know that we have these applications like Siri, different Alexa, and certain applications for customer services like chatbots. Then there are online games where we play with the computer, or that's again AI, maybe a chess player or whatever. Then also, if you go further, maybe at experiment level, some intelligent humanoid robots are there. ML applications, those are more of recommendation systems. It could be online recommendation systems like Google search algorithms. It could be, we see on Facebook, they suggest friends and connections and so on. So those are ML applications. If you look at where we can apply AI, obviously everywhere. All these verticals, be it finance, government, private sector, transport, agriculture, environment, energy, security, healthcare, anything. Anything, and so all verticals, we have applications for AI, out of which I think health sector, environment, agriculture, transport, those are some of the leading verticals for this. Now, apart from AI, technologies like blockchain also exist, and now people are looking at how we can use more than one technology. For example, blockchain and AI together. How we can make use of that. For example, we said we are using a lot of data to get an AI system. And blockchain can be used to give some sort of a authenticity and a trust to the data that we collect. For example, if I'm using an AI model, say as a doctor to treat a patient, now historical data of that patient we collect, and that is fed to this system, and I get output. Now, who knows whether the historical data that is fed to the system is actually the data of this patient? What is the trust we have? So that is guaranteed if you use blockchain. But we know blockchain always gives you trust. That's why we use it for cryptocurrency, where it's distributed ledger. People cannot modify it. If you modify it, the data gets invalidated. So that feature can be used to validate the data which is used in AI or ML models. So this is where you can see how these two technologies can be used in the future for better systems. Then also to augment things. Say for example, AI and ML can process data very fast, and it can provide a higher level of intelligence to rather than just giving normal data, it can give. This is about, earlier one was using blockchain to improve AI. This is about using AI to improve blockchain. So using data and AI model and feed it to blockchain based business network so that we get better data in a blockchain system. So those are some of the things that we can do as a fusion of two technologies. Then automation. So AI, automation, and blockchain also can be used for businesses. For example, smart contracts, legal documents. Obviously, we can use blockchain. Today, blockchain is used for that kind of authentication of such documents, contracts. But together with AI, the quality of that can be further improved. So some of the use cases, I think I already explained a couple of them, are listed here. One is, of course, for intellectual property, which is a very difficult thing to monitor and assure the compliance. So that can be, we can use AI and blockchain for such systems, and people are trying these out. Healthcare, as I said, to support the physicians, doctors, and then various other life sciences to come up with different, to do clinical trials for medicine, for vaccines, and various things. Right? So combining advanced data analysis of AI with the blockchain-enabled data for the trust, we can get higher integrity, better transparency, and basically better value for the data collected and for the decisions made by the system. Now, what is the bad side of it? We all know about this deep fake. So it's a kind of fabrication using the AI technology, maybe video, photo, text, or whatever, audio. You manipulate AI, and this can do a lot of harm. So it's basically a misuse of the technology. It doesn't mean that we should stop using the technology. It's like, a simple example where a knife can be used for cutting things in the kitchen. A knife can be used to stab somebody and kill. It doesn't mean the knife is bad. It's how you use it. Same way, AI is not bad. AI is good. Some people use it for wrong purposes. So we need to find, obviously, we can use AI to create various video clips to bring back some important characters who are not with us today. That's the value addition of that. But also we can create something which he has not said or done. Now for this again, like the GDPR, EU started working on an act for AI. I just, about an hour ago, checked the status of this. I was not planning to talk about this here, but I just wanted to check what the status of it, and I just saw it is enacted on the 1st of August this year, so it's passed now, but it's not put into practice, and it will be effective from the 2nd August of 2026. So that's the first step of having a kind of an AI act in the world. A lot of other countries must be working on this as well. Usually after you get the law passed, you need some time for people to get to know it and to study it and to make sure that you comply with this. So the 2 years period is given for that. It basically strengthens the quality of data, improves the transparency and accountability and so on. So I haven't gone through the finalized act yet. We all have to, now we know that it is there. We can probably try to access it, and I'm sure there are a lot of summary documents done. This is a huge document. I don't know whether we have access to the full document either, but for me to talk about this is a little bit too early, and so I just wanted to put it here just to make sure that you all know that this is now available and we want to study this further. In order to combat this deep fake, I think the three parties, that is the individuals, the companies, the enterprises, and the regulators or the government should collaborate and work together. This is not something that, a vehicle is driven at a high speed, so the policeman will check that and stop him. It's not straightforward like this. So these are not the things that we can stop people doing it, like cybersecurity. I mean, anyone can breach it, anyone can do anything. All what we can do is to have systems to mitigate that. But then the hackers will improve themselves as well. Similarly, this is an ongoing thing. So all what we can do is try and educate the people and collaborate with each other and try to get the best out of it and minimize the bad of it. So the individuals have a responsibility of educating themselves. We all have, that's what we are trying to do. And we all have a responsibility of educating ourselves about these things and probably share that knowledge with the others. Whatever said and done, like in yesterday's presentation, when I say education is slightly different to the capacity building done by these professional institutions or various organizations for the professionals. But this is education I'm talking of for the kids, especially school education, then to the university. So you got to train the people for this new environment. We were brought up in a different environment, so our kind of ethics was probably different. I mean, usually you are, a person is developing his character, personality, based on the environment that he lives. So we need to address these issues in schools first. A more practical situation where the education has to evolve as well. I mean, sad thing is technologies are evolving so fast. We are talking about almost the 5th industrialized revolution. But if you look at the classroom education, maybe 500 years ago, a teacher was standing in front and the students were sitting in front and a board is used to write, and we are still following the same, right? That has not evolved. Maybe slight improvements have done here and there, but the basic model of education is still the same for the last 500 years maybe. So we need to look at it in a different way. There are certain countries, I have heard, especially the Scandinavian countries, their education system is very different. They look at on problem solving, improving the critical thinking, improving the ethics of the societies. So this is what we should be doing. Companies also, when they use data, when they use social media, they have to be very ethical. They should not be misusing. I mean, that has to be something part of the organization than trying to comply by the law. It should be something like I mean, nobody tells you to come and have breakfast. If not, I will not let you come inside this room or whatever. No, you go and have your breakfast because that's your practice. And what you eat is decided by probably the culture and what you like to eat and whatever. So those are not regulations. Just because you put a regulation that when you come here, APT should feed everybody, it doesn't make sense. So therefore, laws in this kind of a situation, regulations and laws, yes, can do something, but very limited. We as individuals and the companies should collaborate with all parties, and so it's mix of technological, socio-political, and regulatory measures. Effectively address most ethical challenges that we can have with deepfakes and basically AI. So if you look at the sustainable development goals, AI offers various, AI can do a lot of things to achieve these goals, especially to improve the connectivity, to improve the financial inclusiveness for agriculture, to protect the environment, to improve the transportation, education. For all these, there are systems being used for AI, with AI, and it's evolving further. But still the challenges of regulating these things, ethical use of it, and sharing it with everybody equally are still challenging. So some of the trends, if you look at the AI for SDGs, the agriculture example, improving the crop yields, addressing the climate changes, those are at the moment being used to support disaster recovery. So those are some of the areas that AI systems are popularly used today. As it shows there, financial services, health, and agriculture, and probably environment. Those are the 4 main areas that we use this. So what are the challenges we have in AI development? One major challenge that especially our region, South Asian region, has. Now for AI models, we need a lot of data. Now we don't have this digital data, structured or unstructured. Digital data repositories are not available because our systems are not properly digitized yet. Yesterday we talked about digital transformation. So unless you do the digital transformation, the digital data might not be available. I don't think the banks have 100 years of customer data in digital terms in our region. Right? So therefore, that is a big issue. Without proper digital data, we cannot have a good AI systems. Then the digital divide. We are talking about AI. At the same time, we have a lot of people who don't have access to broadband either. So we have this issue as well. People still don't have access to digital services. And then we also look at this workforce displacement. A lot of people are at fear of losing their jobs, be it in manufacturing, be it in customer service, agriculture. One thing is for sure, as I see it, ML or AI can do repetitive things better than human. So if you are doing a repetitive thing as your job, you are going to lose your job. Right? Because that can be done by a machine. But if you are doing something where you have to use your brain and you have to do things according to the situation, then you are safe. So that's what you should be looking at. We should, obviously our jobs are evolving, so we need to reskill ourselves, upskill ourselves because certain things that we do could be done by machines, and that will happen. So those parts of our jobs will be replaced by machines, but we need to identify those parts and find out where we can upskill to be in the job market. Say, for example, those robots are used to water the plants, remove the harvest, and so on. But still we have these ethical concerns: transparency, accountability, and the biasness of the data, especially in our region. We have different cultures, religions, different age groups, different, male, female. So based on this diversity, the data sets that we use can be biased. So if we use that data to an AI model, and then AI model output could be biased as well, and that can establish certain discriminations in the society. So we have to be very careful about this. Some of the policy measures, I think we have been discussing these things last 2 days. So data privacy and security, obviously we need to address that. Ethical AI frameworks should come up. Inclusive AI, as much as possible to avoid the digital divide and let everybody to use it. Skill development, then collaboration and standardization. So those are some of the things that the regulators should look at. Where you can use AI in ICT, we already discussed: healthcare, financial, education, disaster management, agriculture-like areas. So I saw some of the predicts by the Forbes predictions by 2030 for AI. One thing was that, as I said at the beginning, we have AI models which we use just the data. A lot of computation is there. So a lot of companies have come up with processors to process data for AI, special processors. But if we move from there to a human brain kind of AI model, where it can think and like infer things, and then it will ease the computation part of it, because you don't have to process so much data then. Then a lot of easy to use consumable processors it will be much cheaper then. And a lot of companies would come and do that as well. So there is a change like that is expected in the processor market, in the hardware side of it. On the other hand, the human will definitely interact with in their daily lives. For example, as a personal assistant, it could be an AI model, tutors, counselors, therapists, a lot of things, accountants, lawyers, routine things that you do will be done by AI by 2030, majority of it. And they're expecting more than 100,000 humanoids, robots, to be in the market as well. Also, it's ubiquitous. It can be everywhere, anytime. So even things like writing codes, building products, selling products, providing after-sales service, customer care. So all these can be provided by AI models. So I'll just took this one application, customer care. It can be used to provide pre-sales, but pre-sales support. I don't think that complete pre-sales can be handled by an AI model. Then even the post-sales service, customer care, can be provided by this. And even chatbots and the smart apps are very, very smart. They do a lot of things even today. But those are repetitive tasks. If something is slightly different, now it happened to me last night. I saw when the flights got cancelled. Just before that email came to me, I got an email from the airline saying that I can do online check-in. So I just did the online check-in. 30 minutes after, I got a mail saying that your flight is cancelled. You go and check their website, details was given. So I went to the website and it says manage your booking. When I go there, it says you have already checked in. So first cancel your check-in and come back. So when I go for the check-in, it says this flight is cancelled. Now I can't cancel my check-in. Without cancelling my check-in, I can't do anything with my booking. See, now the bot cannot handle this. It's a unique situation. It's not something that is happening every day, so they don't know how, they have never thought of it. It's not working. So we need to human to get involved in this if we want to get out of here. So,
Excuse me.
yeah, now it's
Put
okay.
it-
Yeah,
yes.
this almost last area. So lack of human emotion and human touch is a problem in chatbots as well. So lots of customer data is very crucial for these systems. We need to have repositories, and we provide a lot of automation for these repetitive tasks. And but we need the domain knowledge. That's the key. We need the domain knowledge. If you are providing customer service for a bank, then the banking knowledge, the domain knowledge is important. That's where the human should come. So this AI will be a tool. It's an AI tool that will assist the human agent. I think even in 2030 it will be like that. The critical thinking, problem solving should come from human. So with that, a more faster, smarter and personalized service can be provided. So in conclusion, to get the best out of this, as I said, we need to collaborate. Individuals, corporates and regulators should collaborate, should use technology to regulate the technology. Education is very vital. When I say education, school and university education. And if you make mistakes with AI, the repercussions, the consequences will be huge. As regulators, we should provide guidelines and acts as much as possible for handling security, ethics, accuracy, and so on. So I think that's it. Thank you very much for your time, and wish you all the best.